Get to those fireworks between U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi and lawmakers over the Epstein matter. Democratic lawmakers grilling Bondi on the Epstein files as those survivors of Jeffrey Epstein's depravity sat right behind Bondi. Listen.
I am deeply sorry for what any victim has been through, especially as a result of that monster. If you have any information to share with law enforcement about anyone who has hurt you or abused you, the FBI is waiting to hear from you.
In that hearing also, we have seen shouting, disruptions, and even some personal attacks. Watch this.
How many of Epstein's co-conspirators have you indicted? How many perpetrators are you even investigating?
First, you showed it. I find it.
How many have you indicted?
Excuse me. I'm going to answer the question.
Answer my question.
No, I'm going to answer the question the way I want to answer the question.
No, you're going to answer the
theatrics are
question the way I
ridiculous.
asked it.
Chairman Jordan, I'm not going to get in the gutter with these people, but I'm going to answer the question.
How many have you indicted?
Again, the time belongs to
Reclaiming my time.
The time belongs.
I think it's very interesting.
Reclaiming my time.
I think it's.
How many of you indicted? Well, CBS News congressional correspondent Nikole Killion in that hearing and chasing reaction from members of Congress in real time afterward. Are they satisfied with Bondi's testimony?
Well, you know, it obviously depends who you talk to, Reed. We're waiting to hear from the chairman of the Judiciary Committee, Jim Jordan, who could be coming by here any minute now. But we did talk to a few members, including Congresswoman Pramila Jayapal, a Democrat who got one of the first questions to Bondi and tried to get the Attorney General to turn around to look at those Jeffrey Epstein survivors and apologize to them. Take a listen to what her takeaways were from that exchange. What did you make of just her overall conduct?
Well, we knew that she was going to be like that because we had watched the Senate. But, you know, it is, I don't think in my time here I've ever seen somebody be so disrespectful, the head of the Department of Justice be so disrespectful, rude, insult members the way she did. She's really so out of line.
So, you know, in terms of that exchange that the Congresswoman was involved in, it really kind of devolved into a shouting match between her and the Attorney General, with the Attorney General accusing the Congresswoman of theatrics, all while these survivors were, you know, sitting and standing there. So it was quite interesting or a dynamic moment, if you will, but that certainly wasn't the only exchange. There were one of many, and, you know, many of these survivors were sitting with rapt attention, you know, watching this as many lawmakers, both Democrat and Republican, tried to press the Attorney General about the department's handling of the Epstein files. And really the core issue was just the way in which the department handled some of these redactions, covering up the names, for instance, of some co-conspirators while exposing the name of victims, some of whom were Jane Does. And so that was really what many lawmakers were trying to get at. The Attorney General, for her part, said that, look, you know, under the law that Congress passed, we didn't have a lot of time to go through these documents, although we had this team of some 500 attorneys reviewing them. And so as soon as a mistake was pointed out to us, we redacted that information. But still, that was not satisfying to many, including Congressman Tom Massey, who we also spoke to, who had a very pointed exchange with the Attorney General as well.
Well, and it has been fascinating as we talk about the fact that a lot of members of Congress are now able to see unredacted versions of this. Are you seeing a shift in tone? I'm thinking about a representative, I believe out of the state of Wyoming, who said, I now understand the depth of this. Are you seeing a shift where there's some unity that sort of goes outside of party lines and people saying, we're going to drill down and take this even more seriously?
Well, Some of this is falling along party lines. Obviously, we've seen many Republicans in their line of questioning kind of focus more on, for instance, fraud investigations that the Department of Justice is leading, or how federal authorities can work more closely with local law enforcement, and how that is a dynamic, particularly in some communities. But look, by and large, like I said, as far as the Democratic line of questioning, it's really kind of been focused on the department's handling of these victims' names and them being exposed when they shouldn't be. And it got to the point where at one point the Attorney General was kind of went into a tangent and started talking about the stock market, and that Democrats were just kind of doing this to distract from the great work that the administration was doing. She went on to talk about how high the Dow was and the S&P and the NASDAQ, and there were just audible criticisms that you could hear in the room. Some lawmakers, particularly Democrats, kind of shaking their heads, feeling that the Attorney General was kind of going off topic there. So, that being said, obviously we're in a bit of a break now. We'll see how the rest of this hearing goes, but it remains highly contentious.
Nikole Killion, thank you so much.